Hello and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This is Might and Magic VIII, Day of the Destroyer. If you watched the previous episode, there's the CG intro to the game. It might need a bit of explanation though. Basically, you're seeing a wizard turn up in the town centre of the sort of main town in the continent of Jadam, called Ravenshaw, and he casts a spell and creates a crystal column in the centre of the town. And the corners of the continent, the elementals of fire, air, earth and water come to life, and basically the continent gets wrecked by this magic spell. So that's the setup. That's something that we'll learn a lot later on in the game. This isn't a game I know very well. I've played a couple of hours of it, and it seems to be pretty good. And I wanted to start over and record a Let's Play of it. I think that might be the best chance of me ever finishing this game. So without further ado, I'm going to click the new game button and we'll begin. Alright, so we've got the character creation screen, and unlike the Might and Magic 6 and 7, where you have 4 people in your party, in this one you only start off with one person, and I don't really have a desire to change this very much. I think this is probably quite a good default. Roll the name a few times, see if I could find one that I like the sound of, but again, yeah, Amadria, that sounds good. I know a lot of people spend a long time on
My blade is ready.
So that's the voice.
Choose me.
That sounds better. Oh, so what I've done here by clicking clear, I've made a mistake. There we go. The default stats. I'm going to change the name back.
Choose me.
Okay, so I think we're ready to go. I know a lot of people spend a long time creating characters and rolling stuff, but like I say, I'm sure this is perfectly adequate. So I'll just pause it, because there's some explaining to do. The character you play, they are a soldier, a mercenary of some kind, but they've fallen on hard times. There's not really much going on in the world, so they've resorted to becoming a guard for a travelling caravan. And it describes this in the manual a little bit, as it's in the form of a letter to the character's uncle, and it basically says that we're working for the Dark Elves. We're going to a place called Dagger Wound Island, and this is where the game starts. So that's the caravan, and there's a bit of ruckus. So let's see what's happening. Okay, there's some fighting going on over there, so I'll leave that alone. See what this guy's got to say.
Hi.
I'm glad I found you. Of all the other guards, you're the only one I've seen. Regnan pirates attacked the island. We must inform the caravan master, Daedros. He's visiting the village chieftain. Find him. I'll return to the wagons to guard them. So this is Sutton. Appears that there's a lot of lizard people on this island. So ask him about the cataclysm. My fellow journeyman, we face grave times. Hopefully our master will find a way for us to leave this troubled region and return safely to Alvar. So Alvar is the name of the sort of town nearby, and that's where we were hired and where we need to return to once we've done this job. I would not wish to end my life here, even though it is the place of my birth. And ask about the caravan master. Daedros led us here to trade with the Lizardman clan of One Fang for their Tobersk fruit. He has gone to talk with Brackish One Fang, the village leader. Perhaps you should look for him. Okay. And then, who are the pirates of Regna? The Regnan pirates are a threat to the economy and free travel in Jidam. Very few boats ply the sea for fear of being sunk or worse. When in Ravenshaw, I did hear rumours of a small band of smugglers who be working beneath the notice of the pirates. I wonder how they do that. So that's perhaps a hint to some future quest, but I don't know. So we need to go and find Brackish One Fang, the village leader. That's our first quest. And so those will be the pirates. So if you've not seen one of these games before, it's essentially an FPS engine, but these are sort of NPCs that you just run around and talk to.
Hi.
If the pirates make it through, our warriors, we are certainly doomed. Okay, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Got a plant here. So I don't really know what you can interact with too much in this game.
Greetings.
If the pirates make it through, our warriors, we are certainly doomed. So that's, again, these people are kind of cowering.
Greetings.
Yeah, they've mostly all got the same thing to say, which I guess makes sense.
Hi. Greetings.
So,
Greetings.
okay, so this guard.
Greetings.
Something to talk about. Nothing to see here. Move along. Oh, okay. Typical guard. What was that? Okay, so that's something worth noting is that you can't really turn around very quickly. Not a, I called it an FPS engine, but it's not really high action gameplay. As you'll see when we get into some combat. So I want to try some having a look around at the inventory and other things, see what we've got. Remember right? Okay, so there's the map. Zoom in a bit. And it's got quite a nice feature where we can leave notes. That's recipes, huh? Current quests. Find Daedros, the Minotaur in charge of your merchant caravan. When you last saw him, he was going to talk to the village clan leader. So we know that. So there's the map. It's been a long time since I've played this game. So a bit rusty with the interface, but I'm sure it becomes second nature soon. Yes, that's right. You can just click on the map and type in some kind of notes. And I think what I'll do is be quite thorough and make a note of all the places on the island, just in case we need to come back. Apologies if you find that a little dull, but okay, so I've clicked on this well. I'm drunk from it. So I'm intending this to be a bit more of a relaxed game. Tend to do more action stuff so far, but this is a bit more of a slow-paced game, and also it's a bit different from other games I've done in that it doesn't really have fixed levels, like maps in Doom or something like that. So I'll probably be doing this based on time. Thinking of doing 1 hour episodes, and I'll see how that goes. It's going to be a lot of talking and reading and stuff, so it might be a bit demanding, but I'll see how it goes, because it's obviously a big game, and if I only do it in short bursts, then it's going to take a long time to finish. So we've got here Island's house. Just make a note of that. So this is one of the cool things of this game, is that the interiors of the rooms and the buildings aren't all typically done as environments, but actually as these pre-rendered CGs, and they look really cool. It's a nice little aspect to the game, and you can talk to the people in it. So it basically becomes a menu. So islands at home, and the quest is: yellow fever is a very crippling disease that pops up every few years. Usually we arrange for medicine from the mainland, but now that the ridges are destroyed, no one can make it to the docks. Here, take these scrolls of cure disease. Maybe we can at least prevent an epidemic. The 6 huts on the outer islands are infected. If the teleporters between the islands are repaired, you can take these scrolls to the huts. Unfortunately, we'll have to find 3 more scrolls on your travels. So give that to her. And okay, so that's one of our... That's a new quest for us. We've got to find some more cure disease potions. And if I'm right, I press the J key. No, Q key? Yes, for quests. So it tracks your quests here, which is going to be very useful in future. Deliver cure disease scrolls to the 6 huts on the outer Daggerwound Islands. Return to island on Daggerwound Island. Excuse me. So if I bring the map up and zoom out, all of this is, all this area here is going to be filled in. Get some water. And yeah, so we're going to have a lot of exploring to do on these Daggerwood Islands. Fearsome fetishes, okay. So as you may be aware, the pirates, they are attacking the island, but the locals are they've got it under control, so we've nothing to really worry about.
Fine relics and curios!
Hello. Okay, so we can buy stuff here. Cure disease. Okay, so we can just buy some, but we haven't got enough money to buy all the 6 that we need for the quest. It's good to know that if we do need to return, we can come back here. So because I don't have much money, I think I'll keep it for now. Okay. So, I'm going to go exploring, but actually what I should do, rather than just making a note of that shop name, spell, but cure disease potions update. It'd be nice if you could hover over these to get the information, but it's not too much of a trouble. It's nice to have the feature. So I am, like I say, somewhat new to this game. Certainly don't know a lot of its secrets or mechanics or anything. There's someplace safe.
Wire service.
Deposit, withdraw. So this is a bank we can use for money, but since we don't really have any, we'll just have to make a note of that for later. House of Grivik, or Grivich. Expert Earth Magic. With Expert Earth Magic, you can learn all of the expert skills for this element. High level spells may prove more potent and of greater assistance to your party. Expert Earth Magic can be yours if you have a skill level of 4 in Earth Magic and can pay the price of 1,000 gold. Okay, so that's not something we can do just yet. Who's Dorothy Sablewood? Earth Magic Master Dorothy Sablewood helped end the First Pirate War. With the aid of an unknown air mage, she erected walls of clay to keep the Regnum pirates from leaving their boats. She now teaches her skills from her home in Alvar, so that's someone we might meet later. Griven. Grandmaster Griven passed into the plane of Earth after teaching his final lesson to Dorothy Saywood. Perhaps he lives there to this day. Who knows what transpires in an elemental plane? So that's something we'll probably see a lot later in the game. So around the game there's lots of these barrels, and the colour is very important. It gives you some benefit. Because I've only got one character, I'm happy to click on it and just take in all the rewards for myself. So yellow is +2 accuracy, and it's permanent, you see, which is very useful. So actually, in classic wizardry style, we haven't actually got anything equipped, so that's probably quite useful to have. What's that? Okay. Yeah, so that's the rings you've got. What's that? Root, a reagent, an ingredient of alchemical properties. Fema roots can be used to mix blue potions. Okay, so these are all things we'll come to learn as we get on. And that's a potion bottle. So we'll come back to that later. And oh cool, pirate ship. We'll press on. I think I probably best save. Farmer.
Greetings.
So yeah, again, same old. The grog and grub.
Have a seat. We'll be right with you.
Okay, so this is all stuff we want to do later. We don't need a... Well, actually, fill packs to 6 days for 2 gold. Sounds useful. Let's have a look, see what... So there's I think there's a sort of food mechanic in here. Yeah, here we go. 7. I'm not entirely sure 7 of what, but I'll look in the manual, find out for next time. It's probably 7 days worth of food. So just be on the lookout for barrels. An orange barrel. +2 intellect. I'll have another drink of water. So let's have a look, see if we can find where the chieftain lives. Let's see why checking up here wouldn't be such a bad idea. High up on the hill. It's either a temple or a where the chief lives. Mystic medicine.
How may we serve?
Pish the healer. Okay. Okay, we've got no money.
Walk ahead in peace.
Definitely need to start doing some quests, I think, to earn a bit of money. It's quite a forgiving movement system. You can just move around this terrain fairly simply. Clan Leaders Hall, great. So let's make a note of that on the map. Brickish Onefang and Daedros. So Daedros is our boss. Let's speak to him first. Greetings, journeymen. I have been speaking with Brickish Onefang about the predicament that we find ourselves in. The clan leader may know of a way to get off these islands and return to Ravenshaw. Quest. So you must find a way off of these islands. Someone must take news of what's happened here to our masters, the merchants of Alvar. They must know of the cataclysm and of the Regnan raid. I've written a letter to the merchants of Alvar, representative in Ravenshaw, Elga Fellmoon. In it, I explain our situation here. If anyone can advise us on what to do here, it is Fellmoon. Take this to him now. I must bring my letter to Elgar Fellmoon in Ravenshaw, so that's a good quest. once we can get off these islands. Pirates. Pirates from the dread island of Regna are using the cataclysm and the confusion created by it to aid them in overrunning the islands. If they conquer Daggerwound, they can use it as an outpost for direct raids on Ravenshaw. The Merchant Council and Alvar must be notified. You must find a way to the boats and tell them. Okay. Caravan. It will take several boats to ferry the entire caravan back to Ravenshaw, or many trips by one boat. This cannot be done until the waters around the Daggerwound Island are free from Regnan pirates. It is best that you return to Alvar and tell the Council of the Regnan attack. They will send help to rescue us. So, there we go then, that's our quest. Get off the island, notify the merchants, and they'll come and save the rest of the caravan. Balthazar of Ravage Roaming. It was my pleasure to serve under Lord Balthazar. He was the finest herd leader in my tribe's history. Unfortunately, my services were pledged to the merchants of Alvar, or I may have been in the battle where Balthazar fell. Perhaps my ability and my axe could have saved my lord. We'll never know now. Okay. So, that's everything we've got to say today, Dross. Let's have a speak to Rekish Wanfang. He can maybe help us get off the island. Welcome to Daggerwound Island, journeyman of Alvar. I'm Brekish Wanfang, clan leader. I wish I was greeting you during better times. The mountain of fire has caused serious damage to my village and its people. Many buildings have been damaged, and the bridges that connect the smaller islands to the main island has been destroyed. Many people are missing or stranded on these smaller islands. We must help them. So asking about the cataclysm. In the middle of the night, the ground shook. Flaming rocks dropped from the sky. Many of my people were hurt or killed. Great damage was done to the village. The bridges that allowed travel between the small islands and the main island were destroyed. We found ourselves stuck on the main island, unable to reach those on the smaller islands who may be injured. Many family members and friends are missing. We cannot reach the islands with the boat docks, and thus we are unable to send to Ravenshaw for help. I don't even know if any boats survived. Okay, so that might be difficult for us later. Portals of Stone, here we go. In time long past, my people used the Portals of Stone to travel quickly from island to island, but we have lost the knowledge of their operation. Only the pair connecting the village to the southwestern fields still functions. Now that the bridges are gone, we are trapped on the island. So they've got a kind of Stargate network between these islands, and we can use that to get between the places, so that'll help us. So quest. Take this crystal to Frederick Talamere. I know that it has something to do with the Portals of Stone. Perhaps you can tell you how it functions. Okay. So who's Frederick Talamere? A cleric by the name of Frederick Talamere has been living with us for the last few years. He's been studying the Portals of Stone and the outer ruins of the abandoned temple. Maybe he has the knowledge to get the portals working again. Find him and see if he will help. Okay. So, basically, just going to hunt around these island buildings, and I just clicked on that, and that wasn't good. So that'll be a Portal of Stone then. Fair enough. It's not particularly obvious, but I'm using it just before you do. Let's bear that in mind. A purple barrel. +2 speed, excellent. I'm just going to save again because we've got some more quests. Seems like it's got capacity for quite a few saves, so let's make use of it. We want to I'll work out a numbering system at some point, but wouldn't want to save over the same slot all the time and make a mistake. Rites of Passage.
Aim for some training.
Okay, so that's no good.
Aim for some training.
Bodybuilding skills. Okay. I'm hoping these notes will be useful to us later, and we're wondering who on earth is Frederick Talamere and whatever, and we can go and find him. Hiss's hut. Okay, this is Hiss. Quest. I believe I may know how to stop the destructive force of the Mountain of Fire. I found an ancient spell that should give me the power to send the Mountain of Fire back into the sea. To complete the spell I need an ancient relic called the Idol of the Snake. With this item of power I should be able to complete the spell. Okay, great. Do you have the idol? Where is the idol? Do not waste my time unless you have it. Okay. The boat dock on the northernmost island is the only way to travel between Daggerwound and the mainland. If the bridge is destroyed we cannot get to the boat dock, and those arriving from Ravenshaw cannot get to the village of Blooddrop. Okay, so looks like that's our goal then, the northernmost island. And so yeah, he's after some idol we don't really know about. So bring Hiss on the Daggerwood Islands the idol of the snake from the abandoned temple. So keep our eye out for an abandoned temple then. This is where a note will come in handy because it will be, hey, we found the idol. Now let's take it back to Hiss. Where's Hiss? Whoa, the guy just exploded. Ush's hut. Ush the many-tailed. Okay, greetings, you seek instruction? Okay, so there's train regeneration here, but certainly not now, because we need 8,000 gold. Ketherick Tarrant. The Tarrant teaches the expert knowledge of regeneration from his home in the Iron Sand Desert in the village of Rust. So when I click on these people, sometimes my character will go ding. I think it's updating a map or some kind of list. I'll have a look for that. I think it's basically because it's told me where these people are. It's added that to my list of people that I can look up. So I'm not sure it's useful as a map, but we'll look into that better later. William Sampson. So William Sampson, Master of Regeneration, lives in peace in the peace of the Murmur Woods. Sorry. He uses the libraries of the Temple of the Sun to further his knowledge of Trollish history. Okay. So that's a purple note, and so that is what's actually happening. It's automatically creating notes for me. Aha, tell me. So I must apologise. This is the first time I've done a Let's Play with this much talking, and for some reason my throat's getting very croaky. It's something I need to get better at. Anyway. What? I don't have time to sort now. I need to pack some things and leave. I'm not surprised. Me too. Portals of stone. Ah yes, the portals. I have been studying them and the lost culture that built them for years. They were built with a civilization that had its day long before the lizard men came to inhabit these islands. They were a means of instantaneous travel between the islands. Sadly, the power stones needed to operate them are in short supply. Okay, Cataclysm. First night of the Mountain of Fire, I went to the beach to see if I could see anything of its eruption. I cannot be certain, but as the volcano continued to erupt, I thought I saw earth elementals roaming the lava-encrusted base of the mountain. This is what I mentioned. If you watch the intro again, you'll see like elementals and things. I think especially the air ones in the forest. They come out of the corners of the continent because of this spell. That's what this guy thought he saw, and he was right. So, Power Stone. So, Clan Leader Onefang gave you that Power Stone he was holding on to. It will power the portal on the southwestern tip of the island. To use it, hold an image of the stone in your mind as you step onto the portal. So we've got an option for him to join us. And actually, I'm going to just have a bit more of a chat about other things first. Abandoned Temple. The ruins of a temple built by the lost civilization lies on the island just northwest of the main island. I have not explored it, however, for dangerous reptiles have made it their lair. I do suspect that the temple leads to an underwater tunnel which surfaces near the boat docks on the Northwest Island, so pretty big clue that that's where we go next, I think. With the bridges out, that tunnel may be the only way to reach the docks and a boat to safety. So, we've got 4 empty party slots. Let's ask him to join. You know, I have a power stone that will activate the portal to the abandoned temple, and you have one that will allow us to reach the islands where the portal is. If we joined forces, we could reach the temple with ease. What say you? Yes. Okay, so the game's pretty happy about that. As far as I know, you can't actually do anything on these screens. You can't click on anything, but I don't know, force of habit I just did there. Okay, so close that and save the game again. Oops. Type in a number 3. So let's have a look at what Frederick Telemy is all about then. He's a cleric and he's good. Oh, so that's setting the party leader. That'll be an issue we have to deal with when we get into combat. Okay. If I remember right, there's some keys to... Oh. That's the map. I'm sure there should be a quick way of getting to... Oh, no, that's some spells. Ah, okay. Just double click on them. Okay, so inventory. He's already got some stuff, and he's got a big shield and all sorts. I'm going to take all your things though, in case you decide to leave. So it's a power stone. Put that there. Another one. So that's a cure disease potion. Cure poison. Dagger wound oddities. So let's have a click on that and see what that's about. Okay, so you have to basically pick it up, hold it over the person and right click. Dagger wound oddity, stone portals. These strange devices appear as stone squares set in the ground. They have short pillars at each corner. Yeah, we've already been through one of these. It seems to have been built by the temple builders as a means of transportation between the islands. Magic is clearly involved. They are powered by enchanted onyx stones. I found one myself near the temple, and I know one fang has another. Each portal requires its own stone for power. Abandoned temple. I've discovered an engraving which seems to suggest that the abandoned temple at the Northwest Island connects underwater to the island to the northeast. If this is so, the builders possessed very advanced construction techniques. Okay. Okay, so to read the letter, do that. So I worked it out before it told me. Guildmaster Fellmoon, I'm sending this to inform you of disturbing events on the Daggerwound Islands. My caravan is trapped here. That is the least of it. Soon after we arrived, a great volcano rose from the nearby sea. It pushed before it a great wave which washed away the bridges connecting the islands to one another, to the mainland. Day and night the island is pelted by burning rocks hurled from the volcano. On top of all, the Regnans have taken this opportunity to raid. I tell you, it is chaos. I actually thought that they were cannonballs being fired by the pirates. I didn't realise it was volcanic explosions and rocks falling from the sky. Okay. We've got a cannon here.
Greetings.
Would you like to find the cannons in defence of Daggerwound Island? Would I? Alright, let me add them. Just want to hold the control key down. Yeah, there we go. Can sidestep. Oh, okay. I'm just shooting back. And some water and ferns and yeah. One thing I really like about this game, I just really like the world building and this sort of initial island that you're on is quite nice. It's kind of dated graphics when this came out, but I think it looks pretty cool. Blue barrel. +2 personality. So obviously now we've got a choice to have Frederick gain that as well. But I don't see why we don't just dump everything onto the main character. Rotnax's house. I'm just going to put the name. Aren't you with the merchant caravan from Albar? I need your help. My brother, Ithric the Tongue, went to check on the Tauberse plants on one of the lesser islands. He has not returned. I'm afraid that he is one of those stranded by the cataclysm. He may even be hurt. If he were to fix the portals of stone, he would surely be able to return, and we could get help to those who need it. Find him for me. Okay. So looking for this guy's brother. My granddad used to tell us of the times past when the portals of stone were the main travel route between the islands. She told us that the keys to the portals disappeared during one of the first raids committed by the Regnan pirates. The portals of stone were working. My brother Ithric could return back to the main island. Frederick Talmere? That rude man. He was right there, dude. He's more concerned with that abandoned temple than he is with the life that goes on around it. My granddad warned him that the temple is a place of great evil. He never listened. Our granddad isn't with us anymore, and we have no one but Rekish Womfang to remind us of the past. We have offended the ancients. Why else would they call it the Mountain of Fire? The prophecies tell of a time when the oceans would boil. This is the beginning of the end. Okay, a bit superstitious. He obviously hasn't watched the previous episode. Okay, so let's check the quests. Okay, so it's all being added. Return to Rotnax in the village of Blood Drop on Daggerwound Island. So, okay, so that's interesting. There was mention of Blood Drop earlier. So actually, zoom out a little bit. I'm guessing that this whole section is Blood Drop, but can't say for certain. Anyway. Explore this large building up here. Probably a tavern or something, but Tisk's hut. It's the end of the world. The mountain of fire will consume us all. There are many prophecies that tell of the destruction of Jadam and the entire world. Most tell of a time when the world will be consumed by that which created it. Perhaps the ancients have decided to wipe us all out. Oh, well, look on the bright side. There's one prophecy, the prophecy of the snake, that I've been unable to find a copy of. I think it may be the most revealing about the future of Jadam. Frederick Talmere, the cleric, has told me of the snake ruins and of the abandoned temple. He's in agreement with me that there may be a copy of the prophecy somewhere in the temple. Could you find it for me? Okay. A bridge too far. If the bridge is destroyed by the eruption of the Mountain of Fire, we cannot get to the boat dock. We are cut off from the mainland. Aha, well. We know a secret. But we're not in a big rush to get to the abandoned temple, because I think we're just best off exploring, get ourselves a bit more ready. The adventurer's inn.
Welcome, adventurer!
Hello. Okay, so Devlin Arcanus, Necromancer. Oh, so okay, this is the adventurer's inn, and this is a little bit like the very early Might and Magic games where you can hire people. So we've got an option between Devlin and Elspeth Lamentia, Vampire and Necromancer. So we've got some pretty good badasses here. To look into these people a little more. A newly initiated as a newbie of the Dark Arts, but Arcanus has taken his first steps on a path which he hopes will lead into power and glory. Strong in mind if not body, he has concentrated his time in pursuit of magical knowledge. Cool. It might be very helpful to have on the team. And okay, and then turned into a vampire against her will by none other than Thant, Guildmaster of the Necromancers Guild. Elspeth fled her native Shadowspire, seeking a new life. She found it as a freebooting adventurer. So let's try and hire some of these people. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Sweet. apparently cost nothing. Great. Well, we've got a crew together now. And I suspect we can probably bin these people off if we're presented with better options, but for now, why not? House of Reshi. Hello, Reshi, are you in? Is that the door? Let's drink some more water. I'm sure these are coming through as horrible bangs on the microphone, but I'll have to edit those out. House of Reshi. Greetings, you seek instruction? No, not really, probably not. Yeah, we haven't got 1,000 gold. Hollis Stormeye. Hollis Stormeye, Master of Air, made her home in Balthazar Lair, home of the Minotaurs. Cloud Nedlon. Cloud Nedlon sought to make a deal with the Lords of Air. He left to find a way into the Plane of Air, where he thought he would learn all that remained unclear to him about the ways of air magic. He will have to travel to the Plane of Air to see if he was successful. Okay. Hello?
Hi.
Cool. Thaden's house. Greetings. Seamus Holyfield. Master Seamus Holyfield dwells in the Minotaur city of Balthazar Lair, which is located in the ravaged roaming region. He can teach you mastery of leather armour. And Midwari Elmspire makes the finest leather armour in the realm. She also holds the title of Grand Master of Leather Armour and can instruct you at their home in the village of Rust in the Iron Sand Desert. Okay. So, let's press on. So, let's see what the map's showing us. We've done more or less a lap of the town now. Longtail's hut. Okay, there's 2 people in this hut. So it's a Longtail. Buy Tuber's fruit for 200 gold. No thanks. Sell Tuber's brandy. A bridge too far. With the bridge destroyed by the eruption of the mountain of fire, we cannot get to the boat dock. We're cut off. Now I don't know if it says a bridge too far and that's always going to be the same thing, or if it's more of just a conversation point that other people have different opinions on. But I'll try and click on them, see what everyone has to say. It's good to get sort of immersed in the local peoples and what they've got going on. Right, Yarrow. Matrix Town Saver. Matrix, sorry, not Matrix, although it's could be Matrix or something. Anyway, he defended the city, or she defended the city of Ravenshaw against many Regnan pirate raids. His skill and instruction of the uses of the spear allowed the townsfolk to push the pirates back. He can instruct you in expert skill with the spear. And Ashandra Withersmythe. Master teacher of the spear. Her instruction of the ways of the spear will lead you to the mastery of the weapon. So, it seems like a lot of these conversations are all about where you find trainings for things later on in the game. Might just double check that these are equipped. So what have you got? Mind Blast, Deadly Swarm, Stone Skin, Cure Wounds, Magic Potion, Torch Light, Fire Resistance, Fire Aura, a Crude Dagger, Obsidian, Widow Sweet Berries, Magic Potion, Cure Wounds. So we've got a bunch of stuff. Okay, so dismiss is presumably how we get rid of people, but we'll not do that just yet. Give them a chance. And Island's house. So we've done a lap of the island. There's a few more buildings we haven't quite looked in properly. That could just be that I haven't made good notes yet. Oh yeah, okay, so this is Mystic Medicine. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah. And then there's some buildings down here I can look at as well. True metal. So that sounds very much like a trainer. Let's have a look.
I'll ready you for battle.
Oh, blacksmith, brilliant. Although actually, possibly not much use to me just yet because I've got no money. So swords 150 gold. So that gives you a good idea of. Bows 300, so it gives you a good idea of how much things cost in the world. We started off with a lot of money, so what we need to do now is try and get some more money. Okay, none of these are able to drink from this fountain. So now, there are a few buildings left to map. Oh no, it's a fountain. Just looks like a building on the map, so I have to bear that in mind. Definitely need to make a note of these portals. Portal 2, XXX for now. Save game. No, I don't want to save a file called empty. I'll type that in. You can't walk up all the sides of it, just that bit. Okay, so that one doesn't work. Don't know yet. But this one does, I think. That's a pretty cool noise. So, where are we? Okay, so not too far actually, but I really want to get involved in that massive fight, so let's head back. But actually what I'll do there is call that portal A, and then that one is portal A as well. So portal A. Okay, so that way we can know where that'll take us when we go through it next time. Oh, there's some dead pirates. Excellent. Loot the bodies. Whoa. Wow, okay, so I'm guessing that was one of those volcanic eruptions. Nice. So we've got lots of money now. These guys aren't too bothered about us looting the corpses. Right, so I'm going to assume that these bits are regularly pelted with volcanic rocks and it's not just going to randomly land on me anywhere. So we seem to be exploring the island now. At Blood Drop Village. And here's our first bit of combat. So Might and Magic 6 through 8, they have this turn-based combat system. You can fight in real time, but if you mash the Enter key, you can go into turn-based mode. With this hand appears over here, and then if I remember right, you find the attack button, which I think is A. Oh, you can just click on him. Oh, some more.
Curses! I will bury you.
Okay, so probably need to run away now because Devlin is getting kind of injured. But I think there's just one pirate left, so fingers crossed. Inventory. Cure wounds, heals 10, plus strength, plus potion strength. Okay, so let's use some of that. Ooh.
It should have fled.
Yeah, it should have done. Okay. So that's our first taste of combat. Whoa! Loads of pirates have just appeared, so let's run away. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but I'm guessing probably they jumped off this boat.
Bury you.
Run away! I've got a horrible feeling they're right behind us. So this is where the slightly useless at the time, but going to be very helpful now, teleport is, so we can just run into it. Get out of the way. Whew, okay. So we kind of got kicked in there. So is there a rest button? Brilliant. Wait until dawn. Rest and heal for 8 hours. Awesome, so that's nice and easy. But it's used 2 of our food. But that's okay. So I think this is possibly a good place to start the episode. Today we've created the character, we've explored the starting town, we've got a few quests, and we're ready to maybe get a bit more equipped and then set off for ultimately this abandoned temple, but I think we'll possibly meet a few other people along the way. But as we're coming up on an hour, I will call this an episode, and not forget to save. Well, that's just going to be very annoying every time it does that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.